Ashley. I don't like who I am around my family. Sounds like you need to be around your family. Hey, Ashley, I'm 36, and whenever I go home to visit my family, I feel like I turn into a different person. I'm confident in my regular life. I make decisions easily. I speak up at work. I've built a life I'm proud of, but when I'm around my parents and siblings, I shrink. I get quieter. I second guess myself. I avoid sharing too much about my life because I don't want commentary or subtle judgment. If they make jokes at my expense, I laugh it off, even if it bothers me. No one is abusive. That's a lie. No one is cruel, but there's a long history of dynamics. I was the dramatic one growing up, the sensitive one, the one who always thinks she knows better. Even now, if I express a strong opinion, someone will say, "Here you go again," and suddenly I'm 15 years old in my head. After family gatherings, I leave feeling irritated with them, but also disappointed in myself. Why can I hold boundaries everywhere else except there? Ashley, how do you deal with family dynamics that aren't toxic enough to cut off, but strong enough to pull you back into an old version of yourself? And is it my job to change the pattern or just accept that this is who we are together? Signed, grown, but regressing.
They need family therapy because that is one of the more underlying common forms of like family trauma that people don't really realize is that they're belittled low key in family dynamics and they don't know that how much that carries into their real life. So they do shrink when they go back home, even though they're dynamic outside of the home. That is a family because the family doesn't even know it. Like it's been so
The
normal.
family knows, so stop that.
No,
Stop that.
hold
Stop
on.
that.
Let me finish. So, a family dynamic is literally a tradition of doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and then the same shit going on with nobody fighting about anything going on. So they truly have no idea until somebody points it out. Even if you tell them, they really don't know. You might think people are as intelligent to understand this and really lock in and understand. Hey, I'm doing this bad shit.
As
They
a
don't
grown ass
understand it.
person, you
Being
know
grown has
very
nothing to do
well.
with that. I'm
You
telling
know
you.
very well if you're saying something that's harmful. Because I've had these family dynamics in my dynamic. You calling somebody fat in front of everybody is purposely being mean. That's not grandma just being grandma. You waiting until everybody is sitting there to be like, "Oh, I see you ain't missing no meals." You knew exactly what you was doing.
So I'll give you an example because I've heard about this a lot. Black nicknames, Bookie Man, Man, Poo Poo, all of that. A lot of that shit has come up in therapy where they don't like those names, but they didn't know they would call that their entire life, but did not know that they did not like those names that they're given. Poo Poo being called Poo Poo and all that because you was just shitting your diapers when you was a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Why are we calling a 30-year-old poo poo?
Because he was poo poo when he
That's
was one,
crazy.
and they called him poo poo as he grew up.
Why didn't you? What?
But we have that shit. That shit still goes on. This is one of those dynamics in which they didn't call this man poo poo his entire life, but they did not know that he did not like that name the entire time.
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
I've never. And maybe
y'all,
I'm the problem.
If y'all know somebody, y'all probably call him Boo or Ray, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that nigga probably don't even like that name. But he cool. Y'all done called him that for so long, you know what I'm saying? It's never been talked about. This is the same kind of dynamic.
I get where you're coming from with the family, yeah. That makes sense.
I don't know. I've always gotten whoopings because I'm always speaking up.
But you're outspoken anyway.
But like, regardless of that, what I'm saying is people only treat you how you allow them. And saying they're not abusive, but this is
they are abusive.
This is a form of abuse. And I feel like just because you're not getting punched in the face, that does not mean that you're not experiencing some form of abuse. Being around people, regardless of who they are, and feeling like you cannot be you cannot stand up for yourself, you leave feeling empty, you leave feeling less than, that is not okay. That is emotionally draining. That's not okay. I don't care, and I'm big on cut them off. My mom knows if she hurts my feelings, we not talking for a minute. Like, I protect my peace at all times. You cannot choose your family, but as an adult, you can choose who you are around. If they are saying things that hurt your feelings, you don't have to cause a scene, but I'm big on calling people out.
You gotta say something.
So like, you look big. What you been doing? Why would you feel like that's appropriate to say to me?
That's the only way to solve this problem.
Yeah, you gotta say something.
You don't have to argue, but it's simple. Why did you feel like in this moment when everybody was sitting here that this was the appropriate time to say that to me? And, we're not going to do this right now. Yes, we are right now. And if you don't do it, get up and leave. But like, it needs to be very clear because people know exactly what they're doing. They just don't expect you to say anything. You know that it's not right to talk about people's weight. You know that it's not right to wait until everybody is sitting around to talk about somebody, or you see somebody with a new girlfriend and you asking about the old one. You know you're being messy. You know what you're doing is not appropriate, and you're just not expecting anybody to call you out on your bullshit. Call your family out. If you want to have these relationships, call them out and rectify the situation because you're not a little kid anymore. It's not too small. For me, it seems like you've always been in touch and in tune. So having them belittle you and little girl you into your being dramatic, you are setting boundaries. And family therapy is cool if people want help. I don't recommend family therapy because people don't feel like nothing's wrong with them. You need to address what's bothering you. I don't like the way you talk to me. I don't like it when you say this. Now, if it's not a public thing, don't make it a public thing. Put them to the side. Mom, you really hurt my feelings when you brought this up. Like, can you not do that? I think
at this age, they need to make it public, though.
But I'm saying, if they're not embarrassing you in public, don't wait until you're sitting down at the table and be like, y'all hurt my feelings. Like, that's not the way to get no solution. Like, I'm saying, if it's a one-on-one...
You might get a solution.
Yeah, I mean...
Everybody on the block.
Yeah, because then it's 10-on-1. I've been there, done that. It doesn't turn out good. It's not great. I've definitely gone down the line and called people out. It does not end
So
well.
I'm saying, like, you've been through a situation where you done had to tell folks about your, like, I need to tell y'all what I don't like about this bullshit y'all
all the
got
time.
going. That's what I'm saying. Most people don't do that shit. They let all that shit ride when it comes to family.
And 100%. I did let it ride, and then it was irritating. And then I'm like, why am I over here irritating? You're happy. No, why would you do that? Why, right now, why did you think that that was okay to do? Yes, we're doing this. Why did you feel like that? Because then you get the peanut gallery. And that's the only reason I said don't do it in front of everybody. Because then this person going to want to chime in. That person going to want to chime in. That person got something to say. This person want to talk about how you pissed them off 2 years ago. No, I'm talking to you right now in this moment. So if it's a one-on-one, do it on a one-on-one. If not, line them up. Mom, you irritate me when you do this. 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 Now, how are we going to act when I'm here? Do it. But you sound timid. So you might want to start on a one-on-one.
Well, I mean, if they're done it, but they're not. I don't think they seem.
She said outside of work, she's good.
Yeah.
So she needs to just speak up for herself.
But if they're not used to seeing you like that, it's gonna be like, what is wrong with you?
She needs to speak up for herself.
Well, this is what's wrong with me, and I'm telling y'all.
One thing you gotta always tell family: people change.
People change.
People change.
And I am not the little girl that y'all little girl.
Family will always view you as how they've always viewed you until you give them a reason to view you differently.
Exactly.
Give them a reason.
Give them a reason.
Give
Facts.
them a reason. Put your foot down.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
really the best answer.
That's the best answer. Yeah.
You got this.
Family therapy is like if it's some other shit.
Family therapy, your family gotta want to fix themselves. They don't seem like they know that that's
like
plan
C.
And most families don't want to fix themselves.
And they're not going to do
So
shit.
you worry about yourself. You go get there.
Because everybody think they solid.
Everybody's perfect. But until next time, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you're watching The Bridge, because what are you doing? Make sure you're watching The Bridge Views, because we got new interviews dropping. Keep writing in. We love this. Love to hear it. Love to see it. And until next time, bye.